Welcome to Bullshit TV. I'm your host. On today's docket, we're talking about the third year anniversary for January 6th. It's been a lot of um, public intake on this and output, and I just want to give my condolences to the police that lost their lives during during and after the insurrection on January 6th of 2020. Right now, it's just being put out there as a political stunt for the Biden administration, but we all know what we saw that day, like everybody else, because we was all in our homes. We was watching the TV more than usual because of the virus wave that came through for 3 years, 2 3 years, and it's just basically a political stunt to say that we have a front runner up for the Republican Party, which is Donald J. Trump. He's the top hot head honcho for this, and we done heard a bunch of stuff that it was false, it didn't happen, it was peaceful. That wasn't peaceful, and I want us to keep in that remembrance of everything that's went down that day, because this up and coming election year, which is 2024, he Donald Trump is on the docket to become the next president once again, and I just want to put out there that what you seen that day was true. You seen people beating up the police. You seen them get assaulted. Even one of the insurrectionists even lost her life because of the foolery that Donald Trump has given out to his people to say that was okay to do. And we all know it wasn't okay, because if everyone want to keep, not everyone, but a lot of people want to keep saying and relating it to the BLM protest during the George Floyd thing, that was the police. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to fact check me, a lot of those police officers has end up retiring, quitting, um, getting fired or sued, and some of those protesters that was for BLM has actually won their court cases because it just the way how the verdict came out. They had to pay some money for police brutality and all those things because they had a right to protest. And the BLM protests always started out calm with just loud chanting until the police get involved, and then they round everybody up into a corner where they can't move, so that just causes friction. But what we seen at January 6th was a man sit on the podium and told the Proud Boys, stand down, stand by, stand down, stand by, whatever that famous quote he had. And when the looting starts, the shooting starts. And that's what happened during January 6th. It went to the Capitol and they looted. They went into other congressmen's um, offices. They took paperwork. They took mail. They was rummaging through all the government paperwork and all this governmental stuff. But January 6th is always going to be remembered. And don't let nobody tell you different, because this is the era that you're going to be telling your your children and grandchildren, because right now the Republican Party is trying to use this as a political stunt, and they using it to their advantage because shit is just going haywire. So if anybody has a problem with what I'm saying, you need to go to Donald Trump, and you know what I'm saying. He needs to be paying up those lawyer fees and all that to get these convictions overturned, just because of the simple fact that y'all was blindsided with what he thought that he could get away with. And it's a lot of Americans that sit and say that it's our constitutional right or whatever, but it also says in the Constitution, if you ever was part of an insurrection in the 14th Amendment, if you was ever part of a insurrection, you cannot hold any government office in the land. But they left the part out for the president because the sitting president at the time, which was Donald Jailbird Trump, um, if that was for some reason they didn't think the president of the United States of America would ever do such a thing. So I guess they left that part out. but you're still holding office in this land, and y'all always want to go, this constitutional right, this constitution. Let's go to the Constitution and some of those amendments, because he was an insurrectionist. Even though that we have a judicial system that says you're not guilty until found guilty. You're innocent until you found guilty. But we all see what we saw. We don't even have to be on the jury pool to see what we seen, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know about this year voting, because people are questioning the Democrats just like the Republicans. So who are we going to vote for? If you know what to do, you let me know, because we can have an open conversation about this. But I really believe the United States of America is going to be in dire need and in dire trouble if Donald J. Trump becomes president again. And there is no substantial law up to date that says a sitting president can be convicted of crimes. And so right now, that's why they a lot of folks are saying, why is they waiting to so long to after he's not president anymore to try to bring charges? Is because at the time, a sitting president, an active sitting president, cannot be charged with a crime, even though he's committing crimes, tax evasion, um, a bunch of stuff, um, um, uh, with money, calling it, for the political donations, but that's paying for his lawyer fees. But he won't pay for y'all lawyer fees or help y'all to even get out of jail. And he's the one that called y'all down. So the people that's really thought they was doing something that day, because there was thousands of people out there, and they basically got away with it. And it scares me just because of the simple fact that they was able to continue with the counts and the clarification of the next president coming in, which was Joe Biden. They made it into that building, and they fought and they fought, and like people lost their lives. Some officers couldn't take the pressure because of PTSD. So some of these officers lost their lives days after the fact because of the mental weight that was holding down on them. So, like I said, I don't know who I'm voting for, because the Democrats is not doing nothing for the people, not all people. And the Republican Party, I really don't want to have nothing to do with that. But who is we going to vote for? Because they say one less vote for a Democratic Party is one vote for Donald J. Trump. And that makes a lot of sense. So if we don't vote, Donald Trump is going to get into office. And I even feel like if he do lose the election again, that we still in trouble, because we let this rhetoric go on for so long that we're in the thick of it. You know what I'm saying? So it might have to come down to some stuff that nobody wants to do, nobody wants to be a part of. But to keep people at peace and equal rights and all that, that's what may have to happen. So go ahead, put down your comments, whatever, thumbs up, whatever. But it's just an open table to see what we can do, because this is not the way to go about it. Till next time, I'm your host.